What's up, world? It's your boy AJ the Black World Traveler, and today I'm doing a video on how Black Americans can improve ourselves if we practice these certain techniques and mindsets. We can actually improve our communities and change what we do and be successful again.
And Oklahoma is a unique space in terms of the number of African-American towns that were established. Some suggest upwards of 50 African-American towns. Between 1924 and 1928, Reverend S.S. Jones was going around documenting this sort of self-determined, vibrant African-American communities. You see the African-American educators, doctors, lawyers, landowners, oil barons, and I think that's what's so remarkable about this footage.
But we have to understand how we got here and how we can get back to where we were. So the first thing, before I even start this video, please hit the like button if you like this video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification button so you'll be notified when I do other videos. So I want to see the improvement of our people and our relationships, our choices. And we have to understand as a community why we are hurting and why we are the last on the list. And the first reason why we're last on the list when it comes to Black people outside of the Africans and Caribbeans, just being Black Americans as a whole, is that we have a problem with religion. Black people in America, Black people in general, are very, very sensitive when it comes to religion.
I just wanted to come on here and say we need to stop the divisions as a Black community.
No, I'm a Baptist. No, I'm a Methodist. No, I'm Episcopalian. No, I am Catholic. No, I am Sunni. No, I am Shia. No, I am Orthodox. No, I am atheist. No, I am agnostic. No, I believe in African spirituality.
Y'all don't give a damn when police kill us unless they belong to your religion. If they didn't belong to your religion, you don't give a damn about other Black people.
What hurts us is that the Christians, number one, the Baptists are the least people to break through if you're not practicing religion that they believe in. So the first problem is that Christian people or Baptists or whatever denomination under the Christ umbrella just cannot accept other people. They will not respect or accept Muslims or atheists or Buddhists. If you're Black and you're not a Christian or a Baptist, that's what keeps us separated. That's one of the things that will always keep us separated. One thing I can give you an example about religion, talking about how some of countries and some cultures know how to deal with each other despite of what religion they are. So a good example for East Indians, right? East Indians, India is a pretty big population for the size of the land it is. There's a majority Muslims, Christians, and Hindus. Now, even though India was ruled by Great Britain for over 150 years, and then a lot of them, been enslaved by Brits, they got enslaved by the Arabians. The thing about it, even though their main three religions inside of India is Muslim, Christian, and Hindu, when it comes to circulating their dollar, they still circulate their dollar. They get around that. I have some friends that's from Jordan. They said the same thing. Well, one guy I knew from Jordan, he said his wife was Muslim, he was Christian. They don't trip on that stuff. And see, I was always had the impression that they fought over religion, because when we would see them on the news, we would think it was religion that they were fighting over. A lot of times they were fighting over politics because they were all being done wrong. And so I have my buddy Freddie, he's from Iraq. Say the same things, that we don't fight over religion. Like, we don't care what religion you are. Like, if I love a woman and she happened to be Christian or Muslim, whatever, that's what it is. Like, so I had Middle Eastern people telling me the same thing from Iraq, Afghanistan, from India, told me the same thing. See, they put that aside and still learn how to do business with each other, because it's all about the community. And that's what you have to get past. You understand community, you don't have to debate. The fact that people say race doesn't matter, it does matter. In the Asian community, I'll give you a good example. A lot of Asians are Buddhists. No matter if they're from Japan, China, Korea, Cambodia, a lot of them are Buddhist. See, other races of people in the Asian communities, for instance, a lot of them are very, mixed when it comes to religion, but they understand that it's bigger than religion. So if they're Christian, Muslim, whatever, they do not use that as a reason to not work with each other. So this is one of the major things that black people have. And the black church has the biggest impact in the black community. There are more black churches than mosques, than even white churches, Asian churches combined. Every city has a lot more black churches, especially mega churches. And they, mega churches are always focused on, most black churches are focused on the pastor first. It's kind of God is not even in the church really, it's mostly by the pastor and then his teachings, and then it goes with the community and the congregation and the tithe paying and all that. So that keeps a lot of black people not working together, because the Christians have the biggest impact and the biggest community when it comes to black churches, but they are very segregated and they will not deal with you if you're not of their faith. We have too many teachings in the black community. In the black community now you have a lot of brothers converting to Islam. A lot of them came from the Christian church, Southern Baptists, and then plus in the Christian religion is very segregated by race. So you have black churches, white churches, Korean churches, Mexican churches, where when you're in Islam or a Buddhist or whatever, there's no race thing. If you are part of the culture or you're part of that religion, you go to the synagogue. If you go to the mosque, if you're Muslim, if you're Jewish, if you're Hindu, whatever, you go to the place of worship or the place where you pray. But in the Christian church and the Christian faith, it's very segregated. It's not the same. There's too many teachings. There's too many people take the Bible and they all interpret it their way. So the Christian religion can be very confusing. And with Christians not being open-minded, a lot of times they will not work with other people. So second thing that holds us back as black people is we're tribal. Now this can go for blacks in America, same as Africans. Basically blacks around the world. This act pertains to all of us. People being from different neighborhoods or different. In America, it's more like different neighborhoods, and so what separates us is like, when the revolutionaries became gangs. You had the Bloods and the Crips. You had the disciples against the vice lords. Four corner hustlers. You got these different cliques, and they used to be revolutionaries. Now they're turned into more organized crime or gangs. And this is what keeps us separated, that, you're from a different neighborhood. So, no matter if you're outside in the public or you're inside of the walls in the prison system or whatever, it's always a separation. See, all that keeps us separated. All that keeps us separated as a people. So this is the reason why we cannot get ahead. And we will never get ahead if we have these organizations. And these organizations were originally built as revolutionaries to protect the neighborhood. And then when a lot of the businesses were destroyed due to the riots, you got to realize when we were segregated, we had a lot more wealth because all our businesses were in our community. 80 to 90% of most black neighborhoods, the businesses were black owned. So we had that. When we integrated, that hurt a lot of us. So that kept us away. So that's the thing, we have to get past that. If we get past that, we can become a successful race of people in our own country. Third thing, the reason why a lot of black Americans cannot get ahead and get forward is because of the past. Some people live in the past, they talk about how we were kings and queens and all these things, but they don't understand is that when we stop selling each other out, the biggest thing that black man has done through the history of time is always sold out, trying to impress racist white folks, not white folks. That this is our main downfall in any black country, any black island. We try to embrace racist white folks. I'm talking about in the civil rights movement, in apartheid. You got to realize, even in Africa, a lot of places, and when the white man comes to these countries in Africa, same as America, South America, we try to embrace the racist white people, and we joined their organizations. A lot of times, blacks would get hired on with the FBI and go into, like, say, the Black Panther Party when they were working on the community, trying to help the community.
J. Edgar Hoover was convinced that race riots were on the verge of destroying communities everywhere and that they were brewing in the black urban centers. Informants, usually black males, monitored black activists including Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, Huey Newton, and many others. The program was targeted at those likely to have information about ghetto happenings. The recruited informants were sent to spy on people in the black neighborhoods. These informants were listening posts, tools for blanket surveillance of a community or area. At least 67 informants were members of the Black Panther Party, who were tasked with spreading disinformation on the Black Panthers, as well as sending reports to the FBI. Photographer Ernest Withers captured some of the most iconic images of the Civil Rights era. But Withers was also an FBI informant, funneling information to the Bureau about the Civil Rights Movement and its leaders. Withers documented the Civil Rights Movement from the beginning, covering pivotal moments such as the murder of Emmett Till in 1955 and the Little Rock School integration showdown. He came to be so familiar and so trusted to Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and other leaders that he sat in on their strategy meetings. He spied on not only black civil rights activists, but on those who supported the Memphis-wide strike by sanitation workers and political candidates, recording their car license plate numbers for the FBI. Withers also helped the Bureau to break a militant black group called the Invaders, which had a following in Memphis in the late 1960s. He was the perfect source for them due to having the ability to go everywhere with an obvious professional purpose. William O'Neill became infamous in 1973 when his role in the 1969 raid in which Black Panther leaders Fred Hampton and Mark Clark were murdered was revealed. O'Neill was a Panther insider to the point where he was in charge of security for Hampton and possessed the keys to Panther headquarters and safe houses. At the same time, he was serving as an informant for the FBI. Among the information O'Neill fed his FBI contact was the floor plan of Hampton's West Side apartment that was used to plan the fatal raid where they were shot and killed. O'Neill committed suicide in 1990 by jumping into traffic on a Chicago expressway.
They would hire a black man or black men and women who would actually wanted to be accepted by the racist white community. They would infiltrate these groups. They would get into there. They would be the intel, and they would destroy them. But those people were there for our growth of our community. So our biggest downfall has just been selling each other out, just like in Africa. You said that you brought all these Africans, came over on slave ships, and white men went and captured these black folks. Well, they had to have the blacks to capture the people to put them on the ships. It's just like when they came into the Americas and they captured blacks that were here on the land. They had to have other black people to help them capture because they couldn't capture on their own. So until we break that thing of trying to impress the racist white man and stop trying to embrace him, trying to get him to like us, like you got these restaurants. Today, you still have black people being discriminated, where they go into restaurants and they act, especially in the South, and they don't want to serve them. And then you try to put lawsuits on them and try to force yourself in to be accepted in these communities. Stop trying to enforce yourself on racist white establishments. If they don't want you there, don't go. That's our main downfall. Our main downfall is to always try to make people who don't like you like you. You don't ever do that. I respect the racist. If a white person is racist, if a Mexican person is racist, and they don't like me because of the color of my skin, I'd rather you look me in my face and tell me that than to fake like you like me. And you're ignorant if you are, but this is things that keep us down. When we get these things in our head and we can learn how to work with each other and stop hating each other, then we can get ahead as the people. This is part 1. I will do part 2 soon. Hope you liked the video. It's your boy AJ the Black World Traveler. I am out.